my reading out loud practice for today. First thing, I will only select entertaining content. I need to make sure that the content, the article, the novel is nice for me, is good for me, is amusing. I love this type. I love those topics. Okay, so select. Second thing, read, understand, keep the intonation. So reading, try to understand while you're reading. Top difficult words, I do have difficult words. Try to keep yourself reading, even though there are difficult words. Even though, try to understand the context. Don't make yourself, I mean, don't be so picky. Like when you're picky, you say, oh, because of this word, I don't understand. No, you do understand, but you just have a difficult word. So again, try to tolerate those difficult, challenging words for a while, and then just do the reading out loud. Don't stop. What I'm trying to tell you, don't stop. By reading out loud, I'm trying to get your tongue and your facial muscles linked more to your brain. So when the brain gets exposed to this huge and very, extensive exercise of speaking the language or reading the language out loud, your brain will understand that this is English and this the sound units of English, and now we can do this for, I want the language to be easier, to go um, as easy as the Arabic actually goes, as easy as the Arabic goes. So just read without interruption. Read, understand the intonation of a TV presenter. 3. Now, another task. I read the page. Now I need to learn, chunks, CHUNKS. So read to learn language chunks, read to learn new words. So you read the page, so let's assume that they're the page. So you read it and there were around 2 or 3 difficult words. Get back to the sentences of those words, highlight them, highlight the sentence, that's the language chunk, and take it, take notes of these words, translate them, look them up in English as well. Use Oxford, Merriam-Webster in English, learn them. But when you finish the page, reading out loud, even though there were difficult words. That's step number 3. When you finish, step number 4, read to show off fluency and comprehension. What I'm trying to say is that because of the difficult words, reading is not only for advanced students, it can make you when you don't know a word, you will do this. You will enunciate it, you will pronounce it in maybe wrong, and you will try so hard to understand, so you will have pauses when you're reading out loud because you're not sure, or maybe you're not certain about the pronunciation. So I want you to reach the point of reading as if it's quite easy for you. Reading is not only for advanced students, it can make you an advanced student. So when you read like this, it's step number 4. You are interested in the content itself. You read it one time, understood the main point or the main major points. You kept your intonation and you had difficult words. That's why you didn't really understand each and every single word. So you had difficult words, you looked them up, you learned those words. Now you can read when you are fully aware of the words, the difficult words, and maybe the difficult chunks. So you have fluency, easier for you to say and to read, of course, and comprehension because you do understand all the words. So 4 steps. So how long shall I do this for? For how long should it last? Well, to be honest, you can select some kind of content where there are no difficult words. For example, children's short stories. I just want you to read, so you might be only reading. If you are interested in other stuff and you are interested in reading, for example, in geography or history, it's okay, but know that you will apply this action plan to each and every article you're reading, to each and every story you're reading. So let's say I wake up Sunday morning, okay? I chose the article. Sunday was quite a busy day, so I started reading out loud on Monday evening. I understood some of the article because there were a lot of difficult words, and I read with a very live um, tone of voice. On Tuesday, I started taking notes of the difficult words in sentences. I looked up the words. On Wednesday, I read again the article, and I am now, I learned the words, so I'm reading way easier. So I spend around a week in the same article. So it's never about how many articles have you read so far, how many novels have you read so far. No, it's the quality. So if you followed this action plan, you would have a great reading out loud quality. Okay. So when should I read? Should I read early in the morning when I wake up? Should I read late in the evening when I want to sleep? When should I read? Is there a specific time in the day? When should I do this? No, actually, do it whenever you want. But I'm trying to talk now to those people who say we're working around the clock, we're working 24/7, we don't have free time, especially working mothers. Like they do have the housework and their main jobs or their full-time jobs, so they really don't have time. So, and of course, dads and fathers, or maybe students who are working and studying at the same time. I do understand that we have a lot of busy schedules, very packed schedules, though we need to start doing this. Fragments of time are real change makers. What do you mean by fragments of time? On my way to work, I go on a bus. So I take the bus to my work, and I usually spend around 15 to 20 minutes on the bus every day. So all in all, I have around 30 or 40 minutes a day. Fragment of time. I like to make a cup of tea before I go to work. So I wait when the water is boiling, and try to make. I'm making my tea to make my tea. So I wait for around 2 or 3 minutes. Fragments of time. I have a break at my work. It's 1 hour. I take 1 hour break. I pray and I eat, and I have 15 minutes. I just use my mobile phone to scroll down Facebook and social media platforms. Fragments of time. Before I sleep, I never fall asleep easily, actually. So I spend around 30 or 40 minutes to fall asleep. So I just stay awake. I scroll down my mobile phone. I overthink about things I did in the past, things I want to do in the future. Fragments of time. All of these are real examples of, 5, 10, 20 minutes that are free, totally free. But you're just bored, taking a break, getting ready for something, making your food, or waiting for your your food to be done. You're just waiting. Okay, so if you actually started reading in those fragments of time, you would have a lot done. Okay, so just use the fragments of time in case you are not free. But if you're free to language learning and language improvement, that's a great thing, and you start do this. You must be starting doing this right now. One final thing I want to share with you: if you want to master a habit, the key is to start with repetition, not perfection. So I just want you to feel okay with, I don't know the words. I don't understand. I just want to look up the word. I want you to feel okay with being tired, physically tired, and you are reading out loud before you sleep. I want you to feel okay when you have a lot to do and you are just spending 5 minutes on your mobile phone reading a new passage out loud. Okay. Even though, and I do understand this, even though the process of learning is quite painful and quite daunting or tiring, it is very rewarding by the end when you feel like I have achieved something. I accomplished something. Now I can speak freely. Now I can speak more confidently. So that's why it's not about perfection. You don't do it perfectly every time you do it, but by repeating this every day, you can actually achieve and reach perfection. So that's what I want to share with you today. And I'll be sending you, with this recorded class, I'll be sending you different resources for different topics that you can, guys, start browsing these websites and select your own content. As I told you before, you need to select the content itself. Thank you. Thank you so much. So the first thing we are doing this week is that you will start practicing reading out loud. I want to hear from you on the first class. What have you read? Have you enjoyed reading out loud? What kind of problems have you met? So we can work on this together. Once again, thank you so much, and bye-bye.